Here's the Cuisinart vertical smoker as it arrives on your doorstep. Taking it out of the box, it seems pretty well packaged, very well protected. And the steel looks pretty heavy duty for the most part. We've got your basic cardboard package of screws. Now the grates, they're pretty flimsy, pretty lame actually. The tripod legs are very simple and sturdy enough. Offset screw here. So that's designed for this bottom vent. The bottom vent where you can adjust the amount of airflow, which looks like it'll work until it rusts. And fits in, turns with a short turn. So if you want to pop it off and dump out the grease or whatever, hopefully you can see that. Well, these latches are pretty chintzy. Not sure how they'll take the heat and the weather. But 2 out of the 3 do what they're supposed to, which is snap shut. The main point is to hold the smoker together so that if you bump into it, you don't lose your pork roast all over the ground or whatever. But this third one is definitely the wrong length or something and refuses to cooperate. So I may try bending that later, but because these are IKEA-like instructions without words, it's not necessarily clear, but there's 2 kinds of washers for the handles. So you put this fiberglass handle on first, and then you put it through the steel of the lid or the barrel. Then you put the metal washer on, and then you tighten it with the wig nut. I'm not sure that matters a whole lot, but there it is. So we start off with the base here, which is nice and sturdy and seems pretty heavy duty. Then there's the fire bowl. Now this is kind of bizarre. It's actually cut out as if you would put a damper on here. Why they did that, I don't know. Maybe it's just the tool they had to cut holes in it. It actually looks, I mean, there's a mark here too. This actually looks like it was supposed to be the lid for something else, but whatever. Pretty strange. Definitely cut out for a damper. But goes like this. Next we have the fire grate. Now this is pretty lame. These wires are less than 2 millimeters thick, and they're not going to stand up to a lot of heavy charcoal or wood fires, that's for sure. But that goes in there. What I recommend, get yourself a piece of scrap metal. I happen to have a lot of scrap metal laying around. You can build a fire right on that. And if you have a local metal shop, they'll cut you a piece of scrap metal for a couple dollars. Heck, they might even give it to you. So you could build a fire right on that. You don't have to worry about the grate burning through, and really you don't want a huge draft. You're trying to keep a low fire all the time when you're smoking. So that'll actually cut down on draft coming up. That sits on there nice. Lock it down with the 3 lousy clips. I managed to fix this one more or less. I bent it so that it goes on. Okay. Next we have the water bowl, which is optional. Discovered this showed up damaged. Now this was shipped with these parts inside, so this had to have been damaged. In fact, it was wrapped in plastic. So this had to have been damaged before they put it in the box. This is not shipping damage. So shame on them. that sets down in there, like that. Then you have the option of putting a lower rack if you're smoking a lot of ribs. Then you have the upper rack. Then you have a lid. And you can see the damper. It looks like it would have fit on that other piece. And then it comes with a Cuisinart thermometer that goes up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The door doesn't have a hinge. It just sets in like this and then locks in place and has a, that's not a bad handle. It's not a real tight fit. You could bend it if you wanted to make it tighter. I like to build a nice hot initial fire to burn off any manufacturing oils and also to see if I can melt the plastic handles. Well, let's see what kind of temperatures we got here on the surface. Had trouble getting that back on. I didn't have any trouble scraping the paint off. I mean, that was my bad, but I didn't have to work very hard to scrape that paint. I was just trying to get the lid back on. I hope this helps you when shopping for a smoker. Otherwise, you've wasted 7 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. Thanks for watching.